Hey there, everybody. This is Larry Schneider. I am the developer of Too Many Bones for Windows, which I plan to release this coming Thursday, August 3rd. Maybe you're seeing this after the fact. That's all done with the support and the approval of Chip Theory Games. You probably read about this in the Board Game Geek forum for Too Many Bones. And incidentally, but if you want to find out how you can download the program, just go to the Too Many Bones forum on Board Game Geek. Go to the file section, and you'll see a file I uploaded there rather, explaining how you can get the program on or after August 3rd and run it for free on your computer. I have already done a video, an introductory video aimed at newcomers to Too Many Bones, explaining how my program works. But then I thought, hey, it might be nice if we could sort of play Too Many Bones straight up, really the full-fledged game, so that you could possibly see even more how the program works, and also pick up tips on how to get better at the game, that sort of thing. And you're not going to get that from me. More importantly, today I am joined over Skype by my chief beta tester, George, who is the finest Too Many Bones player that I've encountered to date. George, please introduce yourself. Tell the listeners a little bit about yourself.
Hi guys, this is George A. I'm just joining Larry for this playthrough. I don't think I'm a master in this game. I just played this many times. I like playing co-op and solo games and figuring out different strategies and posting on Board Game Geek and on YouTube playthroughs. And I hope I will be able to show everybody just a few strategies and tactics on how to best play Too Many Bones.
George, do you play more solo, or have you played a lot multiplayer with other people?
I played with other people about 4 or 5 times, but I played solo at least 20 times.
Wow, with all the tyrants, all the gearlocks, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you kickstart the game? What attracted you to it?
Actually, I missed the Kickstarter, but I happened to watch Ricky Royale's video of Too Many Bones.
As we all did. Go ahead. I'm sorry, I interrupted. Go ahead.
I was saying I watched Ricky Royale's Box of the Lights video that he introduced Too Many Bones, and that was when the game was on pre-order. So I got the game alongside the Kickstarter copies.
Were you a D&D player in an earlier life?
Definitely. I was probably one of the first D&D players in my home country of Cyprus back in early 1990s when I was something like 10 or 12.
Wow.
And I read all the books and I wanted to play, and no one else knows anything about the game. So I sort of like played in my mind until I got to uni, and then I played third edition, fourth edition, and like I'm a big fourth edition fan. That's what this tactical positioning and options come to play.
And you definitely have what I've seen. I've seen some of your videos, and you definitely have this memory and this great grasp of how all the inner workings of this game function, which obviously gives you an edge up for sure.
I try, when I play, what gives me most enjoyment is to figure out the game. It's not just playing at the surface level, but really getting to know the depth of the game. And that's why I enjoy Too Many Bones, because even though it looks simplistic on the surface, it's got like nice colors and graphics and dice. It's actually very deep as a game.
For sure, because of that great battle map. Plan for today is that George is going to direct the playthrough, since he is by far the better player of the two of us. And I'm going to add, just to use a sports analogy, color commentary and explain how George's moves get translated into playing the game on the computer. On the one hand, you can hear how George is playing the game, and on the other hand, you can see how the program makes that happen. First time I do something, I'll explain it. The second time, I might insert a little reminder about it, but then after that, I'm just going to do it, and I'm going to assume that you've been watching and you understand what's going on. And I also mentioned to George, I'm also going to play the role of a newbie to the game, even though I'm not, and ask him questions at times if I think it'd be valuable to know what he's thinking and why he did a certain thing, particularly if I have no clue why he did a certain thing. So you're really getting two benefits for the price of one here from watching this video. You get to see an expert player at work, and you also learn how to use the program in a few days before it's officially released. By the way, one thing I want to mention, if it's not already obvious, before I turn this over to George, there's been a lot of fast and furious bug fixing and enhancements over the last week and going into the August 3rd launch. So I have this great fear that a bug may rear its ugly head today, and if that happens, I apologize for that, but I've done my best to try to get all those bugs shoved into the corner or disappeared completely. And I guess one other note, if it's not already obvious, the entire screen is going to be taken up by the program. So George and I aren't seeing each other. We're only talking, and therefore there may be times when I'm trying to interrupt or George is trying to interrupt, and it may just get a little awkward because we can't see each other trying to say, hey, let me say something. So, but I think we'll figure all that out. All right, George, how are we going to do this today?
So I figured we're gonna play with maybe the hardest gearlocks. So with Ghillie, Tink, Nugget, and Tantrum.
Okay.
And Larry suggested we go against, is it Gendricks? Is that how it's pronounced?
I pronounce it Gendricks, and I think I may have heard it pronounced that way by Adam or Josh at one point. So, but I may be totally making that up. Frankly, he's probably just as mean whether you pronounce it right or wrong.
That's alright, you know. Let's go. I mean, once we beat him, it doesn't matter what he's called.
And incidentally, folks, this is going to be a similar game to a game that George played on the tabletop simulator for Too Many Bones, which I watched and loved. George, I'm sure you know, and but although it is quite a chore using the simulator, because you got to be really careful with the mouse. You got to push things out of the way. You really have to master the interface in order to not have that get in your way. With all that said, as George said, these are some of the harder gear locks, and we're using them mostly to show you how they play in this game, because they have very special functionality and therefore special ways that you have to use the program to make them work. All right, anyway, enough talking, let's go. To begin with, we're ready to start just by drawing the first encounter. Obviously, if you're playing in casual mode or in greenhorn mode, you'd first pick a training point, but we are going right into the first encounter. And the day bumps up to 1 automatically. We are not going to read the text for the stories. We're going to let you pause your video if you'd like to do that. We're going to just flip the card and go right to the choices. So I'm right-clicking to flip. And I think, George, you prefer going for the training points, do you not?
Yeah, at the beginning, because we're playing a season adventure, training points are at the premium. So being able to get some training points to flesh out our build and stop ourselves from dying is usually better than loot. And loot can be a bit situational, so depending on what you go. And we'll have plenty of opportunities to get loot later in our adventures, I think.
Okay. So let me give ourselves the progress point, because I always forget that. And do you want to pick training points in any particular order?
Now let's get Ghillie first. Let's get Wolf Snare. I think Wolf Snare is a critical skill to have in the early game, especially because you can use it to debuff one of the enemies, typically the most dangerous enemy, to keep yourself alive. It doesn't cost a dexterity. It doesn't eat up any of your, slots. And I think this time I'm gonna go for the Wolverine. Let's go with a traditional build. So, with Wolverine, Ghillie can be quite versatile.
And you like the Wolverine because he's hardy over the Tiger.
Yeah, and also the Tiger has 3 bones compared to the Wolverine's 2, so it's more reliable to get him out of the battlefield. I mean, typically, if your Wolverine doesn't want to show up, you might have trouble, like, in the first few rounds, like, absorbing hits. So you can see the Tiger is like 50-50 chance of showing up, and even if he does show up, he might have only 2 or 3 hit points, health points, and then he might die in the single attack.
Before he can do a thing.
Exactly.
And if it's not already obvious, folks, I'm just left-clicking to enable a skill. If you have to get rid of a skill, you can always right-click. The key is hover over anything, and a tooltip will tell you what your choices are as far as the mouse is concerned. The mouse, learning how the mouse works and when you control-click, when you right-click, is key to understanding how to use the program. At any time, you can control left click on a die or where you would expect the die to appear if you just want to see what the die faces look like. So we're going to probably be doing this a lot, I'm sure, at different points. But that's a pretty important part of the functionality of this program, just control clicking to look at the other die faces of a particular die you're looking at. Okay, we're going to move on to Tink.
Yes. So with Tink, I think let's play it safe and we'll go with 2 attachments. We'll go for the air horn and firearm. So the reason why we do that is because if you look at the build die, if you look at its faces, you can see that some of the faces have a diagonal option and some of the faces have an orthogonal option. I think there might be like one has both, but choosing the firearm and the air horn assures that at least we'll be able to use one or the other and not be stuck with not be able to use an attachment.
Well, actually, there's no way that we are going to get one or the other because there's no way we can get both because this die, even when you rotate this, is not going to point to both sides.
You are correct. Eventually we're going to have the build 2.0 die that's going to give us that option.
Right.
But I think at the beginning, in the early game, having at least one of the 2 options for sure, for 100%, is really good.
Okay, moving on to Nugget.
With Nugget, we'll definitely go for long blade. This is my favorite skill. It's something we can use against maybe like enemies with break, like Golem. It never exhausts. It has no bones. It's reliable damage. You can use it at range. And let's go for 1 dexterity, so we can roll or 4 dice, like the 2 attack, the long blade, and the defense. And at the moment, Nugget is our heavy hitter. It's like a reliable kind of front line attacker. Eventually, we're gonna flesh her out a bit more. We'll give her more mobility and more fancy things to do. But at the beginning, she's gonna be straight up attacking.
When I'm playing with new players, I'm teaching new people how to play the game. They'll often ask me, okay, should I increase my dexterity first or should I increase my attack defense first? And my question is, bump up your dexterity so you can use a skill die, and then you can worry later about bringing up your attack or defense.
Yeah, I mean, that's a rule of thumb. Other things equal. What I like to do is having dexterity that's 1 point higher than the total of my attack and defense in most cases. So in that way, you can see Nugget has 2 attack, 1 defense, and the extra dexterity can be used to roll the long blade or move. So if you have less dexterity than your attack and defense, or equal, then if you want to move or you want to use a skill, you'll forgo the use of your attack and defense. So it's almost like counterproductive.
I hear you. Okay, Tantrum.
But if it works at the right time, it can give you a massive survivability boost and let you, absorb quite a lot of hits. And I also will get a dexterity, so I'll be able to move and use my attack.
All right. And now we're going to scout across the board.
Yes.
And this is a new feature. I can just right-click the scout button, and any Gearlock that has not yet completed its recovery phase will then scout. So Ghillie first.
Let's go for a 5-point value. Let's see what we get. 12 stage is not too bad. I think we'll keep him.
Five?
And yes, let's go for another 5-point value for now. Oh, Cobalt Elite, Hardy Compound. This is interesting. Let's think. Are we gonna face him in next account? We're not.
Right.
So let's. I'm always with the Cobalt Elites. I'm always a little bit cautious. The good thing is that they've got low initiative, so if we can disable them, we can probably deal with them. So and also we're playing with 4 gearlocks. So Hardy and Compound is worse the less gearlocks you have. So if you're playing solo and you have a Cobalt Elite, you know that it's going to take you 5 rounds to kill him, and he's going to attack with 1 die, 2 dice, 3 dice, 4 dice, 5 dice. Whereas if you have like 4 gearlocks, then you know that maybe in the second or third round before he gets too dangerous, you can just focus fire and kill him. So I think we'll keep him.
Okay. And you were talking about that was the air horn. Right now we have the air horn available to disable him, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Correct, but I think probably by the time we face him, we might have some more options for disable.
Right.
But this enemy is not going to be in this encounter. This enemy is going to be in the next encounter.
Mm-hmm.
So let's see what about. Let's look at some 1-point values because we know we're going to have a few of those. Ophion is not particularly dangerous. Let's skip him. The only bad thing about those small orcs is that they make the bigger orcs like more dangerous.
Right.
So if we have him now, we know that we might not have him in a later encounter. That we might have other orcs with raiding.
Mm-hmm.
So let's go for another 1 point. We know we.
Oh, another one.
Okay. And the thing with those orcs is that they don't have the raiding ability. They have rage, but not raiding. So having those early, let's get them out of the way. I think this is a really good option.
All right, and I think we're good to move on. So I am drawing the next encounter for day 2, which of course is hardly out the gate. If you want to read the text, you can. Pause your video, and we're flipping the card.
I really wish the designers of Attributary Games, maybe as an expansion, they provide some more options for the early counter. Just because if you play like does the time, the first 3 cards become a bit repetitive. But I think I've read somewhere that they might be providing those options.
Yeah, and of
maybe
course, in designing this, I talked to Josh a number of times, and he's. I don't think I'm giving anything away. They've already pretty much said that that will be, an expansion coming up for sure. Maybe not the next one. What was it called? Undertow. But maybe, you never know. They surprise us sometimes.
Yeah, definitely.
So no doubt you want to go with the second option.
Yes, I think we're ready for an assisted battle. We're not first-time adventurers.
All right, and so the baddie points are set automatically by the program. I just need to click Set Up Battle Mat and let the rest happen automatically.
Yes.
Tink's build die rolls. You've got probably air horn, it looks like. Now Ghillie gets a free scout.
Let's go for a 5-point buddy. I mean, at the moment we know almost all enemies for this counter, so let's set the ground for other counters. So 5-point.
And by the way, folks, you can always click View Baddie Stacks if you want to refresh your memory about what you scouted. And if necessary, if an encounter says look through a stack to find a particular type of baddie, you can do that here too. So this is an important place to come to if and when you need that information. All right, so we're going for a 5-point.
Yes. Cobalt Fanatic, I don't like this enemy. And the reason I don't like him is because he's got hardy and free attack and inspire. So it might take us a long time to kill him. And each round he's gonna do 3 attack points of damage. So I think it's good to cycle him. back. I mean, out of the usually I like to cycle beasts like dire wolves and these enemies, but against Gendricks we don't have any beasts. So this Kobold Fanatic is probably the closest you can get to to
Yeah,
something that has high attack.
the only chance we'd have with him would be to use the woven snare, but then we might need to use the woven snare on something else. So you never know.
Exactly, exactly.
So we're moving him to the bottom, and now Tink can place his trap. And so that first guy was, you probably remember,
Melee. The
melee.
troll sage, so he will show up in the melee one lane, so the blue one lane.
There we go. And okay. So he sprung the trap, and we got an attack mod of 1. That's a good shot. Now all the initiative dice are rolling. A little on the lower side.
That's going to be more challenging.
Mm-hmm.
At least Tantrum is acting a bit higher up on the initiative. So let's see what's going to happen. So poor Tink might
So I'm just going to place them all, and then we can
exactly.
we'll move them where we want them.
So let's see. So who do we want to wear? Unfortunately, we won't be able to get a bot or the Wolverine out before the troll goes. So I'm thinking we could get Tantrum ready to tank the first hit. So maybe move Tantrum at lane 1 melee. Okay, and we need to probably have. Let's have Nugget on lane 2 melee, and Tink at lane 3 melee. No, wait a minute. Let me think. So we've got the Wolverine this time. So maybe we have Tink on lane 2 melee, and let's have Ghillie where he is now. I think that's probably the.
So you want to move Nugget?
Let's keep Nugget where he is.
You said move Tink to lane 2 melee.
So I will get. So I will.
Oh, you meant move to lane 2 range?
4 melee. So Tink to 4 melee.
4 melee.
Yeah, because my plan is if he survives, he's gonna put his bot in the green place, and let's move Ghillie maybe just behind Tantrum.
And that way he can place his pet right here.
Exactly.
Okay. So resolving. So this we got a -1 attack mod. So I can double click on this chip. This is an attack defense mod box. So I can left click and apply a -1 attack mod to this baddie. And now we can exhaust the snare. And as I've said in many of my videos, it's vitally important when you're in battle that the program knows whose turn it is. So it's important to make sure that you are always clicking the right initiative die so the program knows how to proceed. So the Cobalt Tracker's up first, going after Tink, rolling 1 attack die. And you can see all that's done automatically. I can click roll or hit space. I usually hit space to roll the dice. 2 attack against Tink. Yeah, not a good start.
Well, at least he's not dead, and he will be able to summon some.
He'll get his bot up there, and that'll give him some protection.
Exactly. And now it's Tantrum. And I think I'm just thinking, should I use like a Kobold yet? Should I? I think let's roll his 4 dice. He's 3 attacking like a Kobold. Let's see what he gets.
Okay, just one note. You'll notice that his rage die automatically gets moved into an active slot by the program when you set up for a battle. I can left click on any of these dice to add 1 die, or right click to add 2. So we're adding 2 attack, 1 more attack, and 1 defense. Oh, no, can't roll a defense. We want like a kobold.
Exactly.
So I just double click on like a kobold. I could always just drag it down too. Either way works. Always hover over anything and it'll tell you in a tooltip what your choices are. We're rolling for Tantrum. And
Okay.
we're going to increase his rage to 1.2 because he's attacking with attack dice. And we get...
Yes, we definitely do some damage on him. I'm just thinking whether we should use the axe or whether we should keep like a couple for later. And if we have the axe, then what would we do with it? I mean, we could either. I think we should be right this battle. I mean, I'm not seeing much danger at the moment. Because all the enemies roll one attack. We try to kill the orcs in one go without their rage activating. And at the moment we've got our gearlock spread, so we won't have the same gearlock facing lots of attacks. So maybe just move like a couple back, and we can maybe fold it later. Or what do you think, Larry? I mean, I'm just thinking we're not really gonna need it because we managed to debuff the sage.
I agree. The only one I'm worrying about is the range guy in the corner, but hopefully Tink's bot can take care of him pretty quickly. So yeah, I would go with the axe.
Let's get the axe.
Okay, so we're going to right click to exhaust this, and we're right clicking on axe collector to bump it up. And we've upticked his rage. And by the way, you may have noticed I clicked 3 times on his health. The first one got ignored because he has thick skin, but the next 2 clicks were taken, so he's down from 6 to 4. And now we're moving on to the Troll Sage, attacking Tantrum with 1 and 1.
Hope he doesn't get it wrong because I don't want his expire ability to activate.
And unfortunately it did.
No,
we didn't get a bone. Yeah. Okay, great. So 1 hit. Bumps up.
Let's uptick his rage
To 1.4. Good. Ghillie?
Okay, so with Ghillie, I think we'll try to attack the kobolds hiding in the corner.
Oh, okay. So 2 attack.
And the Wolverine.
And the Wolverine. And we got the Wolverine. So we're going to put him here.
To lane 3, yes. Absorb some hits and do one damage to the hardy kobolds. And now, hopefully, Tink's bot should do 1 or 2 damage and finish the kobold off.
So when you're dealing with a hardy guy, the first click gives you this message. You can then continue clicking, but you normally want to stop clicking at that point. Okay, Tink?
So with Tink, so first of all, we will spend the dexterity to increase the battery of the bot.
And that would be a shift right click. And
let's move him to to lane 4. Just exactly.
Unlike the real game where you prep your bots in the prep area, in the program you prep your bots right on the battle mat. So obviously we're going to rotate this so we get the air horn. That's a control shift left or right click to rotate this die. We bring the air horn right onto the bot, and then we exhaust the bill die.
Yes, and we'll try to roll the air horn and roll the defense for Tink just because he has an extra dexterity.
Right. Our dexterity is tracked over here. If you ever have to make an adjustment, you can right click or left click to increase or decrease dex. I'll roll the air horn first. We got a disable, and I'll roll the defense. And we got a bone, which I'll add to the backup plan.
Exactly. Now, what I'm thinking is so we have a choice. We can either kill the kobold and disable the orc, or we can damage the orc and disable the kobold. And I'm tempted to do the latter one because the kobold, if he's disabled, he's not a threat for a round, and we know we can kill him quite easily. And if we do one damage to the orc, the Nugget will do at least one damage from her longsword, and then hopefully be able to finish off the body with the second with her attack dice. So as I'm suggesting, we disable the kobold and deal 1 or 2 damage on the orc. This is the other way around.
Oh, sorry about that. Moving on to Nugget.
Nugget.
Oh, wait a minute. We didn't down-tick his battery, did we?
Exactly. Let's do that.
Shift left click. Oops, it has to be Tink's turn to shift left click that. Okay, now down to Nugget. And, you know, just let me see something for a second. Oh, yeah, we're getting the reminders. I'm just not paying attention to them because I'm talking. So that's working. So now we're down to Nugget.
So let's roll 4 of your dice. So the 2 attack, 1 defense, and the long blade. And as long as we don't roll 2 bones on the 2 attack dice, we should be able to kill this orc. The long blade doesn't have the bones. We're guaranteed at least 1 attack.
Right.
And that's why I wanted to do a damage to the orc, because I don't want him rolling anything.
Okay.
So that's exactly what we wanted.
So 1, 2.
2.
The bone gets added. And
we'll use it straight away to get the sling stone.
Left click and right click up to get a sling stone, and we'll add the defense.
Yes.
That's a shift left, control shift click to get the defense dragged automatically from here to here, or you can just drag it manually.
And now the little Yeti, the Wolverine, is gonna fulfill his life's desire, sacrificing his life to take a hit for his master.
Possibly martyrdom.
He's like the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, that animal that wants to be eaten.
And he's still alive.
Sacrifice.
Oh, he's hardy. That's right. Okay, so we're moving into round 2. It's just a matter of clicking the round die.
And the kobold doesn't do anything because he has no natural attack.
No attack, so you can actually ignore this message. Perfect. He's disabled, and this doesn't come back until the beginning of Tink's turn.
Exactly. And now let's attack with all 3 dice. I mean, there's nothing else we can do.
We could use the axe collector if we wanted to, but you probably want to save that.
Yeah, I mean, really we want to use it against, at the moment the big danger is, well, to be honest, there's no big danger at the moment because they're all rolling just one attack. So I'm thinking that let's save the axe for later. I mean, at the moment we don't really need it.
Perfect result. So we'll uptick his rage, and 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1 came off defense, 1 was ignored, and then 2 hits went through. And we'll move on to the Troll Sage, trying to get revenge. Ooh.
Huh. So now we have Inspire triggering. What does that mean? It means that the orc will be moved in the initiative order to be just after the troll, and he will temporarily roll 1 extra attack. Luckily, he's only going to attack the Wolverine that wants to be sacrificed for the greater good.
That's right. By the way, you can always, anytime a baddie is highlighted, you can always check out a description of their skills at the top here, just by hovering. To reorder his attack, his initiative die, I shift, click, and drag, so he comes up here. And then to give him an extra attack die, I can, probably the easiest way, as long as I remember to take it away if this guy ever gets defeated, is to double click on his chip, right click, and now he has his extra attack die with that attack mod. And now we'll roll rolling 2 dice for him. And there goes the Wolverine.
It was it serves its purpose. I mean, otherwise we could have the 3 damage on Tantrum, and Tantrum has been, knocked out.
Right. All right, Ghillie.
Okay. Right. So what do we want to do? I'm just thinking. Let's kill the orc, the little orc, the orc peon, because the kobold we can always kill straight off with our bot later. So let's go for the orc on lane 3.
This guy, so he doesn't come down and hurt a Tantrum.
Yes.
Okay, 2 attack, and that's all we have. Well, not quite, but 2 hits. And Tink. So now we get this die back.
Yep, and we'll roll it again. Let me think. Okay, so should we move? I'm just thinking. And I think I've got a better idea. So what if the bot moves to the left and tries to disable the big orc?
Oh, that'll make him a piece of
that's
cake.
2 dexterity. Then Tink moves 1 up and rolls maybe an attack.
Okay, so I'm going to remember to decrease his battery now. So it's a shift left click. He goes this way. Oh, yeah, well, obviously he had it before, so I can ignore that message. Tink's going to move up this way, and we have 2 decks left, so we're going to roll this die. Oh, got some bones.
Oh, okay, let's look at the bugger plan. So what's the starting orthogonal or diagonal adjacent bot is starting battery power, or deals 1 damage to all units? What about that one? It says that we don't want to do that because
Well, it's we lose the bot.
Well, we're gonna lose the bot.
Oh, we lose the bot anyway. But he's still a target.
Yeah, I think I'm just thinking whether we just use it to restart it to 1 battery. Isn't that what the second?
Yeah. Which is another advantage of. Okay, so let's get these bones now. With bones on a bot, you keep the die, but you get the bones, so you get the best of both worlds. So a right click adds the bones and keeps the die on the bot, and now we're going to spend these 2 bones. Well, actually, these 3 bones. We don't. No, 2 bones. Well, actually, this one's going to go away if we do that. So we're going to lose them all.
It's going to come back to the bot. That's what we want. We don't want to keep it on the bugger plan. We want it back. And now we set the bot back to 1 power.
So that's interesting. My program exhausted this die from here, and it shouldn't have, but it didn't complain, so maybe it'll just, I should make a note of that, though. I'm just going to make a little bug report here. Exhausted air horn. But it's not complaining, so hopefully it will just work itself out.
Attack with Tink.
Right. And no defense. And 1 hit is
that's enough.
All right. And we gave this guy back a charge. So we're moving down to Nugget.
Yes, so Nugget is simply going to roll. Let's re-roll their defense and roll the long blade against the little orc, because that is going to guarantee it's going to be gone. And we don't roll any attack dice, obviously, because we don't want to use any sling.
We don't want to use the sling stones.
Yeah. 1 is enough, and 1 is 100% guaranteed.
Right.
Because there's no bones on the long blade. Not of that or the other.
Yep. He's gone, and I'll put the defense up there, but probably won't use it.
Now, yes.
Round 3.
So this went quite smooth
Yeah.
so far.
And hopefully Tantrum will get the body count.
Okay, before we do that, let's exhaust the die for the 3 bones. The rage die.
Oh. And I can right click here, or I can left click here. Either way, gets you bones when you need to manually add them.
Yes. So now I'm hoping for 1 bone because I want to get axe collector.
Right.
Or if I get lots of bones, I can upgrade to innate +1.
Yeah.
It's a win-win.
Mm-hmm.
Because we wouldn't be able to execute anybody anymore.
Unfortunately.
Interesting.
We can hold off.
I think I'm going to give him 1 damage, but then not kill him for another round, just to see if I can get some more bones.
All right. He's going after
So
them.
he'll attack the bot. So Ghillie, let's see what he gets. May at least want to knock down the defense.
Against. All right. And that bone's probably not going to help us, but I'll add it anyway, and -1 will get rid of the defense.
Yes.
Tink. Just bide our time.
He's not going to do anything. He's just going to sit there.
We're just waiting for Tantrum.
Yeah. I think
we could try for a
Nugget.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
With Nugget, we'll try to reroll the defense. Maybe if we get a bone, we get 1 more slingstone.
Exactly. Well, we did. So
yeah, so let's
add that. Left click
that.
1
more slingstone.
And right click that. Nice. Round 4. And now hopefully Tantrum can get a bone and a kill.
Yes. And if not, there's still at least a round more to go.
That's right.
The spider bot is still going to get that.
Well,
okay. Let's. I think we'll fast forward to. Let's go through the same turn again.
And we'll stall into round 5. We're going to have him go after the bot. Okay, the nice thing about the bots is they're really nice and powerful. I mean, lots of health, as opposed to some of the pets. Okay, so we're passing here, we're passing here, and we're passing.
Let's roll Ghillie's attack just in case. If he rolls 2 bones, it's a very slim chance, but if he does, we'll be able to get a nice fortune discovery. And
right.
1 in 36, double ones.
This is where
Let's see if you can roll it.
This is where it helps to really have those all those backup plans in your head.
Yeah.
Well, 1 bone.
Well, we got 1 of them. I think it's alright.
Yeah, we're not going to be able to use it. Nothing we can.
Let's skip Tink. Let's roll Nugget's defense die. Nugget's defense die. Let's see if we get another slingstone.
Nope.
And 1 more chance for Tantrum. If we actually, we shouldn't have a defense on the enemy because we rolled some attack with Ghillie. So we'll
that's right. I didn't apply it. Thank you for catching that. Okay, so we want 2 hits. Well, actually, 1 hit and a bone. 2 hits. We needed 2 hits. That's exactly what we 2 hits and a bone is what we needed. Okay, so we'll add the bone to the backup plan. We will
spend the bones
spend
to
the bones.
The access, and we'll kill the enemy.
Perfect.
And you can see why that Wolverine scenario is really important, because we wouldn't have been able to do this if he was rolling 2 attack every turn.
Yeah.
It would, if you control the enemy and then you just sort of like play with him until round 5 and try to get some bones. And it's quite important to carry forward your successes to the next battle. Now we got more access, we got some sling stones, we're more powerful than we would have been.
You ever go for rusted spikes?
Sometimes I have, and rusted spikes are good against maybe like enemies with break or enemies with hardy, because that the damage adds up. But can you look at rusted spikes uh, faces if you control click? So you can see, I mean, it's more reliable and it's got like maybe 1 or 2 damage, but really if you use it on a really powerful enemy that have a lot of hit points, I mean, somebody would argue that it's better to just add an attack on Ghillie so that he rolls an extra attack every round rather than doing damage once.
Mm-hmm.
It's 2 damage, which is good, but I think that when you're looking at offensive abilities, so first I focus on defensive abilities, which is both a Snare and Wolverine, and then when you go into the offensive abilities, improving attack and getting to marked enemy is higher priority. And then after that, it's either going for piercing arrow or maybe rusted spikes.
And obviously, the best of both worlds is rusted spikes. Move them into a woven snare, and you get both for the price of one.
Yes, but typically you try to use them on different enemies. It's a bit of a risk to sort of almost like, especially with lots of gear locks, because you have a lot of bodies on the map. You can't always predict where enemies are going to move.
Yeah, it only works if you have a lot of scouting done and you know exactly who's coming in and where they're going.
Yes.
Okay, so you want to get the loot first, and then we'll worry about the points. Just to remind everybody here, we get 1 progress point, which I will take now, and everybody gets 2 training points and a loot. So we'll start with Ghillie. He draws a Troll Brew.
Okay.
Which one is that?
That's an interesting one. It's always a bit risky early on. So that's a one I like to see later in the game, especially when you have some healing loot. Early on, it's completely risky. So let's say Tantrum, we use it and we increase his health to say 5, and then he will start at 2 health.
So we're drawing a loot for Tink, and he gets a prying iron for, that's a lockpicking, I believe, is it not? Yeah.
It might be useful, especially there are some encounters that give you an advantage if you can unlock some locks. I don't like to use those on trove loot just because usually between the gear loads you can unlock the trove loot relatively easily. Like maybe not this day, maybe the next day. But there are some encounters that lockpicking is really important, and that's where I'm saving those for if I get them.
On that note, do you ever bother with Nugget's lockpicking abilities?
Not usually. I mean, if in the late game, maybe I might if I had 20 points to spare. But early on, like I mean, if you have the choice between Nugget Dagger or extra attack or extra health versus Locksmith, I mean, the game is quite balanced, but still there is more situational abilities and more reliable abilities. And the early on, definitely there are more optimal builds than others. And if you're playing with maybe like green hormones and you start with extra health and you start with extra training points, you can experiment with some like non-optimal builds. But if we try to do that now, season adventure, our viewers might have a very short game.
They would appreciate it if we could get farther than a couple encounters. For those of you watching this that are new to the game, I was referring to her Scrambler skill and her Locksmith skill, both of which help with lockpicking. Okay, we're drawing a loot for Nugget. And she obviously gets a choice of 2 because of her innate ability.
That's a very interesting one. I mean, they're both single use. I'm tempted to go with Spirits of Ebon. I always go defense over attack because, if so Spirits of Ebon, somebody poisons somebody, you who have poison 2 or something, we might need to use it straight away. Whereas utility parts is like it's almost like a nice to have. You know, you use a good ability and you want to use it again. But if you already managed to use a good ability, you probably are doing well.
Well, utility parts is certainly my favorite loot. The one problem with Spirits of Ebon is it might not be in the hands of the Gearlock where you need it.
But the same applies for utility parts. I mean,
no, doesn't utility parts apply to any Gearlock?
Is it? No, it says,
may include, wow. Yeah, may include any.
It says, I never realized. Maybe I just didn't look at it carefully. Okay, so let's go for utility parts.
Yeah, I usually go for that when I see it. Okay.
I mean, I usually go for it, but I usually don't use it. I always keep it in reserve. You know, I have this like Baldur's Gate syndrome. You know, if anybody played the game Baldur's Gate, you know, you accumulate lots of potions and you say, they're single use, I'm going to save it for next time,
and then you never use it. Exactly.
And I only actually use them when somebody really goes wrong. And I'm like, oh my God, I need to sort of like, let's use all my loot. Maybe somebody gets knocked out early in the game and like, okay, let's pull all the stops. It's like now or never. Otherwise, I try to keep things and save them for next time. And let's show Tantrum. Let's see what he gets. I'm hoping for like a reinforced battle or something. Fortune discovery.
That's always nice.
The various consumable loot. I think the one I like the most.
You like?
Well, there's the spider board, but the spider board is good later on. I'm sure we'll be able to get it at some point. But early on, let's go for Horn of the Berserker.
You want to spend it now and just take it?
Yeah.
So I'm going to right click to discard, or I could have control left click to use it, but it's one use, so it would have had the same result. And now we bring on Horn of the Berserker. And now we go back for our training points.
Yeah. Okay, so Ghillie has 2 training points. So I'm just thinking, let's train his attack first.
You always get 2 chances if the first one fails. And we got it.
And now let's improve his dexterity. So this way we'll be able to, roll 3 attack and also sustain the Wolverine, roll, call out the Wolverine if we need to. And like maybe, I think his next training points are gonna be a bit more health and maybe defense. But in now he's more, well-rounded.
And I think you only get a 1 out of 6 chance of not having to spend that. Yeah, it's always a 1 out of 6, I think, to avoid having to spend the dex.
Yeah, I mean, I never count on the 1 in 6 chances. Like, if it happens, it happens. But I always like to assume we're going to need the dex.
Okay, Tink.
Well, Tink definitely going to get a health. I think he was, like, holding on the 3 health.
And that way everybody has 4.
Exactly. Although now we're gonna go for the other spider bot, so we're gonna have the spider bot is gonna have 5. But that could be okay. So later on I'll try to get everybody to 5. So we at least 5. So we we spread the risk around. So here we go for Nugget's dagger. And the health.
Oh, the health.
Yeah. So we'll get 5 on the melee guys and 4 on the rage guys, and then then we're gonna have 5 on the range. So I'll try to kind of like move the health up on the guys that are gonna attract more attacks.
Well, how do you? I've asked you this before. What do you think about Wildborn? But not only that, what do you think about Lucky?
Okay, that's a very good question. So Wildborn is really good if you're playing solo with 2 gearlocks, because you can only use Wildborn when your party is outnumbered. On 4 gearlocks, you can basically only ever roll it if somebody dies.
Exactly.
So that makes it a lot less powerful. And if you don't want to get Wildborn, again, Lucky is a bit of a nice to have, because usually I roll lots of dice, I get some bones. Lucky is really good when you sort of like you just sort of like rolling your long blade as some defense and like maybe trying to hit that range. Well, like it makes your weak turns decent, but it doesn't help your good turns.
And I don't know about how you feel, but I kind of think Golden Touch is a waste.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it just gives you some, it just helps with training attempts. But
yeah, but it's maybe later in the game it's handy, but I don't know. Yeah, I've never bothered. All right, that takes care of Nugget, and then finally Tantrum.
So Tantrum is going to get cripple and one more health.
Ah.
Yeah. And we should be able to get another turning point coming up because, as I've told you earlier, I usually in day 3 I like to go for the training point option. I'm going to elaborate more on that.
Yeah, and I was sure because I was sure you were going to go for Way of the Wild, but you're just waiting to get a next encounter.
Yeah.
Okay, I think everybody's at full health, but let me right-click just to make sure. Oh. Okay, so we restored health for 2 of them, and now
let's scout for the other 2.
So that was Ghillie and Nugget. So Ghillie. Well, I'll just right-click on Scout and it'll figure it out. He's not bad.
Let's keep him, but let's keep in mind that he's got rating. So now we know there's going to be an orc coming up. We're going to try to avoid other orcs.
That's right.
Keep him. It's not that bad. I mean, he does roll high, but he goes for strongest, which is good.
Yeah, I always hate the weaken skill, but at least weaken 1 is not too bad.
Yeah, I mean, I like to have high dex usually, so I like to have a bit more dex than I need. So weaken is not. It's one of the ones I don't mind. I mean, it's things like poison 2 against 2 or 3 people, or like hardy or inspire. I mind. Weaken, I don't mind as much.
Okay, and now we're ready to move on to day 3. Pause if you want to read. And so we've actually done this once. This is our second take of a battle and of playing this way. We had to solve some technical difficulties. And last time we said, what are the odds of not rolling a 1 or a 2 on 4 gear locks, and we actually did it. So I kind of think that might reduce our odds this time around, but I assume you want to try.
Yeah, and also kind of when I go for the top option, I'm always assuming that I'm going to fail. I'm going to be spotted, but I'm still going to get a train point. I'm still going to get 2 progress. On the bottom option, I mean, Troublood is good. Having no training point hurts a bit, but the most annoying thing is a special encounter, Molnar Traders. I really don't like that encounter. I don't know if you want to show it to people because it might be interesting for. Can you show a kind of like a different encounter?
Do you not like playing Dangerous Darts?
Well, Dangerous Darts is sort of like usually it's stacked against you, but it's almost like you're gonna waste a day, you're gonna lose some loot. But the other alternative to Dangerous Darts is fighting the Molnar to get rid of that encounter, and I think that gets worse when the more gear loss you have. I think you need to take damage equal to the number of gear loss you got. Is that how it works?
Yeah, yeah. I'll give you a little secret, though. When I play Dangerous Darts, I always go with 1 attack die and 2 effect dice, and it improves my odds dramatically of winning at Dangerous Darts.
Okay. I probably almost played Dangerous Darts in a live game, like maybe once or maybe twice out of whatever, 20, 25 playthroughs, because I usually try to avoid it if I can. Because, it's less tactics and it's more...
Yeah,
like,
it's more luck of the roll, for sure.
Yeah.
And there's for those of you who want to know how to use the program to play Dangerous Darts, assuming we're not going to be doing it, there's a video in the video playlist that talks specifically about how you use the program to play Dangerous Darts. Okay, in any event, I'm going to take the 2 progress points before I forget, so we're up to 4, And now we're going to roll the d6 4 times and see if we can do it twice in a row. Once. Twice. So. Ah.
Yeah, Nugget.
Okay, we have a button here, move tyrant encounter to top. So it'll look through the encounter deck, find the next tyrant encounter, bring it to the top, and reshuffle the rest. All right.
But we do get a training point.
Exactly.
That's very important. So let's see. Hopefully we'll be able to use it to sort of like flesh out our build. So with Ghillie, I think I'm tempted to go for. I'm thinking I'm gonna go for health, and there's a reason for that. I'm gonna explain it.
Okay.
So the reason I'm gonna go for health, if I have everybody on 5 and the board is on 5, then we'll be able to kind of like use the board on. It just gives us a bit more, survivability in terms of like, if you get an enemy that hits weakest and then another enemy that hits weakest and they both go before we do, having the ability to choose who gets hit based on initiative and other abilities. Like even if we have to choose who's gonna be likely to die, then it gives us that option.
I love how you plan ahead. Just thinking of all the possibilities down the road, gives you such a great advantage. And Tink?
Yeah. As I said, let's go for another kill and Tink as well. And Nugget already has 5 health, so let's go for this thing. Should go for Tinder Follow. Let's go for that. We have good tactical options.
You like
the
these?
Other option.
You like these dice a lot.
Yeah, I like those because you can use them at range. So let's say early. Let's assume that we want to attack somebody ranged early on. We use all 3 of them in a defense, and we don't use our attack. And then other rounds we can position ourselves and try to use our normal attack.
Mm-hmm.
Or alternatively, if we got situation under control, we will roll the Nugget stagger against one enemy, and then next time we can use the Bolo. Also, the Bolo has good chance to triple enemies, and that alongside the Over Snare and Tantrum's cripple ability, we really can like stack them up. I generally like abilities that reduce people's attack.
Yeah.
So let's get disabled.
Okay, and now we're going to scout across the board.
Let me think. What have we got scouted already? Okay, let's cycle him because we already have somebody with high initiative with Dragon Whelp, and I don't want another one yet. I wanted to avoid. So at the moment we've got 2. What's the other? What's the other? We've got?
Yeah.
Zorg Scout, and does Zorg Scout also have rating? He does, doesn't he?
He does.
Let's keep him. Yeah, they're not gonna come together. Let's spread them out. Let's keep him. But I want to see some 5. Let's roll high.
Sorry.
Keep that roll. At least we got Ghillie's special scouting ability. I mean, that's such a.
Oh, that's right. That's. Oh, and another scout.
Let's cycle him.
Yeah, because next time around we'd have 2 again. Okay, moving into our first real encounter. Oh, of course, it's one of the tyrant encounters.
can play it safe and go for the top option.
That's not like you, though.
Sorry?
That's not like you, though.
No, I'm just thinking this.
This is. I've played this before. This is really risky because this could come back to really bite you.
What enemies are we facing? Let's look at the scouted enemies. So we're gonna have the Kobold Elite. We're gonna have three 5-point bodies. I don't really know what the other 5-point bodies are gonna be. It might be Golem. It might be some poisonous enemies, and if we see, we don't really need the Vagaplans that much, and it's going to be quite difficult. We don't have much defense. I mean, Ghillie doesn't have a defense, Tantrum doesn't have a defense. So I think we need to go for the top option. I mean, if we had this, if we had some defense to roll, or some more defensive gear locks, like maybe, we had Patches or Picket, I would want to risk it.
Yeah,
but at the moment, I think it's better to play it safe. Just get the training point, get the loot, get the progress.
Last time I was just doing some beta testing, I tried the second option. The first time I failed. The second time, came back, went with the first option, beat it with flying colors. So, yeah, this can be, the dice can really roll against you on the second option. So we'll go for the first. And we still get the training point and the loot, so it's not the end of the world. So no backup plans may be used during this battle. And we're setting up with 16 baddie points.
Yeah. Okay, so 5 rounds this time. We could choose to use either of the two, depending on how we orient the die.
No, I don't think so. Oh yeah. You can rotate it. That's right. You just can't get both. Yeah. 5-point.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, this rating is, boy, we're getting all the orcs up front.
At least he's good. I'm just thinking to keep him because he's got low initiative. I think in this fight, he's got no defensive abilities. We'll be able to, if we should be able to all go ahead of him, and we should be able to kill him early on. I think we'll keep him. Yeah,
because at least 2 of the gear locks, if not 3, will always be above him, if I'm not mistaken. I think one of these guys has a 2, but I'm possibly Tantrum. I can't remember. But okay.
So now, if we get another orc, though, that's going to be really, really bad. But let's hope against that.
So that first guy is a Cabal Elite. But you want to go with this guy with the trap?
Yeah. You mean in terms of the trap?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do that. We'll hopefully disable the elite. If we can disable the elite, we've got lots of options now. And now I'm more worried about what the third guy is going to be. And we don't know, that's why if I knew what the third guy, if I knew the 3 bodies, I would tell you I want to risk the bottom option of the counter. But at the moment, I think it's better the way we are.
Well, here you go. Well, that's nice.
That's nice. And Manticore. Okay. So we've got 2 people who want to disable, so I guess we're going to have to go with their own anyway.
Oh, nice initiative. Pretty good. Okay, so double click and -2 on the attack mod and retire this.
Okay, as before, can we place all 4 gear locks, and then I'm gonna brainstorm a little bit on where we want to go. Like the first enemy that's gonna go before Tink and Tantrum is going to be the scout. Is gonna have rating, so he's gonna roll 2. He's not a massively high priority at the moment. Even if he rolls 2 2s, he's not gonna be able to kill anybody. The Orc Rager at the moment moment he's not gonna roll. He's gonna roll only one attack because it's got rating. So he's until we hit him, he will have 2 minus 2 is 0. Then plus 1 is gonna be it's gonna be only 1. So I'm not worried about him. I'm worried more about the Manticore. So that's gonna be our first priority. So I think we'll have Tantrum, or should we have the bot? The bot I think has better rolls on the air horn to disable. Is that not right?
Yeah, for sure. It's
So 5 out of 6, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So let's move Tink. Let's place Tink on 3 melee.
Oh, come on.
And let's have Tantrum on 1 melee. And Nugget on 4 melee.
And Ghillie's good here, I presume.
No, Ghillie, I want him somewhere I can place the.
Oh, right. So you need
just
him.
maybe one on the right.
Right here?
Yeah, I think that's a good spot.
And he's going up first.
Okay, so that's got 4 dexterity, so he can roll his 4 dice. And he's gonna be, okay, who's gonna be targeted? Let me think. So we are hoping to disable the Manticore. Even if we don't, it's not going to be the end of the world. It's going to be bad, but it's not going to be the end of the world. So I think we just attack that orc that's on the top right corner at the beginning. Let's get him out of the way. So the rating, if we kill him, there's going to be no rating to worry about.
All right. Okay.
Perfect.
Nice result.
Okay. So with Nugget, I'm just thinking what's the best option at the moment. So I'm not worried about the Orc Rager because he's not going to be able to do anything until we hit him. We can always leave him for last. Just sort of like thinking to go for the hardy guy and roll all 3 dice on him, and all 3 dice on him and net defense. That's on the kobold. So hopefully we'll make him bleed. We'll reduce his attack and do a damage.
Okay.
Okay.
So
we don't reduce his attack. Let's move that back because he has a defense, but we do apply bleed.
I'm sorry, say again?
The Tinker Polo will go back because there's no defense to reduce.
The Tinker Bolo. Yeah.
But we do apply bleed using the dagger, or we can exhaust the dagger. And that's a good candidate. If we are in trouble, we can bring the dagger back using utility parts. But I'm hoping that that's not going to be a problem. Let's do a damage using the longsword, the long blade, and use the defense.
Okay.
So now with Tink, let's rotate the build. Remember to rotate the build so that we can use air horn.
We're going to bring out the Spiderbot 2.
Exactly.
So, did I already say that bots get prepared on the battle mat, not in the prep area? And we're going to bring on the air horn.
And don't forget to increase his.
Right.
His battery.
Yeah, which I can probably do. I'll just do here, but I have to manually take a dex away for that.
Yeah.
If you do it while the skill die is still over here, then the dex will go off. But once you move it, you have to do it manually.
So let's roll defense and the air horn. Now this is important to not to roll the bones on their own, but you know, if we do roll the bones, it's gonna be a bit hard on us, but you know, could be worse. Let's roll their own.
Odds are good, and they came through.
Yeah, so we disable the Manticore, and let's deal damage on the other enemy. Wait a minute. Oh, actually, what do you want to do damage on? Let's do damage on the other enemy because the Manticore can't do anything, the Orc can't do anything, and the only person who's going to be rolling an attack against us at the moment is the Kobold. So his auto damage is going to go on him. And don't forget to down tick the down tick the battery. So now it's Tantrum. And so let's roll cripple, disable, and to attack us. Well, I mean, we don't even need the cripple. Yeah, we increase. Let's add the Paga plan. We might even try to get him to net +1 this game. So the only thing we need to do is disable the kobold, move the cripple back because now no one is going to be doing anything against us. So now the only thing we have to do is decide who to kill first.
Okay. Right. The rest is a piece of cake.
So now he takes bleed.
And that's all he can do.
Yep. And then
he doesn't do a thing.
Nothing.
Boy, if all the battles were like this.
And nothing.
Right. Wow. Very, very nice.
So now I'm almost regretting not choosing the bottom option, although I would have taken some damage from the bones. I mean, everything moved really smoothly.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, we're going to have plenty of days to get more training from this. It's better safe than sorry.
Yeah.
Okay. I think it's now the time to hit on that Orc. So maybe do 1 damage on him with the Wolverine.
Well,
so remember,
spend
don't
a
forget
dex.
that it attacks first.
And then 1 damage.
And let's attack him with Ghillie. Because now he's here, he's going to be raging.
Right.
So let's kill him before he's gone.
Oh, wow.
It's enough.
Yep.
So Nugget is going to move up and to the right, to the left.
Down to 2 decks.
Let's roll 1 attack and here longsword. Actually, yeah, let's do that. That's enough. We can kill that enemy.
And Tink.
If we hit him, which we probably will, he's gonna start rolling attack on us. Well, it's not necessarily a problem because he's just gonna hit the bot and the Wolverine because he attacked the 2 weakest, which is one reason why I wanted everybody to be on 5 health. But first of all, we need to roll their horn.
Yeah, because we just might get it again.
Yeah.
And we did.
That's 1. And so we did 2 damage on him. We down tick battery. What else do we do with Tink? I mean, we let's reroll the defense. Let's see if we can get some bones.
Yeah, we did.
Let's add it to the battle.
Never
So
know.
eventually you're gonna see us training Tink's defense. So Tantrum is gonna move up twice. And let's roll cripple and 1 attack. So because if we cripple him, he might not even roll anything. Okay, let's do 1 damage. Let's uptick that. Yeah, I think that's right. Let's hit the bones. Did we not kill anybody with Tantrum last game? Last counter?
I don't think we did.
Oh, I thought we
We
gave Tantrum the kill in the against the Troll Sage, didn't we? Remember we got the bone. We had 2 attack in the bone, and that was the bone that we needed to reach.
Oh, right, yeah.
Yeah.
I trust your memory better than mine,
Body
but
count.
we're gonna bump up his body count because we think
Tantrum
people
gets annoyed if he doesn't get.
die.
It's got shred Tantrum.
All right, so what are we rolling here? We go. He's done.
Oh, nothing, because rage isn't activating. It's not, like he's disabled, so rage doesn't even activate. I just realized. Yeah, I thought that now that we hit him, rage would activate, but because he's disabled, he doesn't even do anything. Yeah, that's perfect. So let's try to get some bones.
None.
So maybe we should have gone for the second option. Oh, but I just realized, did we use any backup plans? Because we can't use any backup plans.
Oh, that's right. Oh man, of course.
I don't think we actually did.
I don't think we did. We probably shouldn't have even been adding the. Yeah. Oh, I totally forgot.
Okay, so let's kill him then.
Yeah.
Shame.
Yeah, that's the one advantage. You know, when you're playing with the components and you have that card looking at you on the table, you tend not to forget. Here, although I do have a little feature, you can always leave yourself a note just to keep jogging your memory, and I do that a lot because my memory, as I've said, is not so hot. All right, so we get a progress point.
Yep.
And we get 1 training and 1 loot.
And a training.
So, bog meat for Ghillie.
Oh, it's my worst favorite loot.
Yeah. Well, if you want, you can always try to search.
I never roll bones when I try to search for red loot.
Me too.
I think it might combine well with the troll brew. I mean, you know, we'll see.
All right, so we're going to Tink. And a nice fortunate discovery.
Nice. So maybe we'll use it for the spider bot. Let's do that. Let's use it for the spider bot. I mean, we're gonna need it in the late game as well. I mean, and also if we have some unusually difficult encounter, we could just use it early. But we need some. Let's get some more attachments. Let's go for Nugget.
This is the one that reduces the baddie points, I think, isn't it? Oh, no, you get 2 additional attack dice.
That's really good, although Zelphysis will let us use the Troll Brew. So that's why I'm tempted to go with Zelphysis and maybe give it to Ghillie, who tends to go high on initiative, so we can maybe help Tantrum get to a better health. Use the Troll Brew on Tantrum and then heal him.
Okay, we'll swap later. And
yep.
We'll got herbs.
Oh, that's good. That's another healing one, isn't it?
3 heals.
Oh, good. Yeah, I like healing spells just because it's a good kind of like get out of jail free card.
Yeah. And there are a lot of cards in the deck that have healing.
Yeah.
All right, now for the train points. We're getting 1.
Although I guess one thing we haven't done, and I think we should do, technically we should have left Tantrum to the finishing blow. I think we didn't do it because we're lazy, but we had the enemy, so he couldn't do anything. So
we'll pretend he did.
I say you roll 3 attack dice, and if you don't roll 3 bones, we know that we could have killed him.
Yeah, we had several rounds to do it.
Yeah. Okay, so it should be.
Okay, train.
And body count is always useful. I like the skills that you can make can make use of a success in one encounter to make things better in the other.
What do we want for Ghillie?
We're going training, right? Isn't it right?
One training point.
Yeah. Is this the time we go defense for multi-year? Or eventually, what I want, so my plan for the next few training points is get to marked enemy.
Yeah,
But
and unfortunately, this is kind of a waste. I think.
I think it's just to balance things. I think marked enemy is so powerful that if you didn't have a very situational ability there, it's almost like marked enemy costs 2. Because Brute Buster is quite situational.
Right.
It sometimes is quite useful when you move a melee enemy away and then they can't attack or make him attack who you want. And sometimes I've used it in good purpose, but maybe only one out of maybe 5 playthroughs I managed to use Brute Buster really well.
For you newcomers, marked enemy gives you double damage, which is really nice in the right situation.
But in order to get to the late game, we need. I'm just thinking, should I go for defense or should I go for multi-arrow? If we go for multi-arrow now, we should be able to get for marked enemy next time we get 2 training points. So let's go for multi-arrow now. And multi-arrow is useful when you have hardy enemies as well, because you can always do a second point of damage.
Pick away at them.
So Tink. Should we go for the new build die? So can you open the build die? I want to see the chances of having both of those. So that's 1,
2,
3. I think there's 50-50 chance to be able to use the 2 attachments. So that's. I'm almost tempted to go Kogan's Banner. And Kogan's Banner is one of my favorite abilities. You know, the stun.
Oh.
If we had 2 training points, I would go for build 2.0 and alternator. But build 2.0 on its own, it's almost like it's a 50-50 chance of having more.
Until you have more. Until you have more of the attachments. So Kogan's Banner.
Yeah. That's an amazing. It's one of my favorite skills. Like when it works, you'll be able to stun an enemy. It's just so powerful.
For only 1 turn, though.
Yeah, but 1 turn of stun is just in the early game. You know, in the first round or second round, it's really good. I mean, it stops from enemies. You like rolling defense, or it's just very versatile. You can throw it from range. You can throw it against anybody, even if they're untargetable. Nugget. I think we need to go for Dex now, at this point. Need to go for Dex, and then start going for maybe more attack, because now with 5 Dex we will roll 2 attack and defense, the long blade and more. Just thinking. So once we use the what do you think, Larry? I'm now tempted to maybe not go for Dex and maybe go for maybe an attack or defense. We're gonna need the Dex up at some point.
Yeah. If it were me, I would have gone for the attack. I would have tried for the attack.
Let's try for the attack.
Okay.
Yeah, let's do it. Okay. Let's see if we regret it later. Yeah. Now we have. At the moment, we almost like have more dice than we can roll. So dexterity for Nugget is going to be really important. Anyway, so I think we need to go for Dex for Tantrum, or should I go for a health? I'm just thinking
The
to go
question
for
is
a hill.
what are the odds that you're going to use more than one of these at a time?
Uh, Quite good in early, actually the first few turns, actually, because you see like at the beginning if you want to go in the middle of the enemies and then disable the one, cripple the other,
Oh God,
and
yeah,
have
yeah,
that
yeah.
cover.
Mm-hmm.
And if you have to move a space as well, it depends. I mean, if you are against ranged enemies, I'm just thinking, what are my options? I'm definitely not gonna go for the rage at the moment. I could go for a dexterity or a health. I mean, if I got the health now, then, but I'm gonna use the troll brew, right? So we're gonna have 6, and then we're gonna start with 3. So
Like a worm is nice.
that's yeah. I like to have my defense and attack up and dexterity because like a worm is good against hardy enemies and is good against break. But at the moment we've got other options against those enemies.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we've got the bots, we've got your long blade, we've got like a worm is something I would go for the end game, like maybe against the boss. Definitely want to apply poison on him, or we want to apply bleed on him because he's hardy and we can't disable him. But other than that, let's go for the just let's go Dex. Dex is the safe option.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just use our stuff, and then having the Dex, we can start improving defense, improving attack, getting more skills. Yeah.
And I don't remember, was anybody hurt in
I don't think we have anybody here. I think no one took any
5?
damage whatsoever. Not even our Wolverine, not even. I think
Yeah.
the enemies just didn't do anything at all.
Did you want to move some loot around?
This will stay on Tantrum. We need to move the Troll Brew on him because we're gonna use it straight away. And we didn't want to move the Zelphysis to Ghillie. And let's move. Okay, I think that's wrong. What does Tink have? I don't remember.
Just the prying arm.
The Prime Arrow
Yeah.
doesn't matter.
Doesn't help us.
As such. So we use the Troll Brew. That gives Tantrum an extra health, but unfortunately it means that he's gonna start at three hit points next fight. So starting, keep the poison. Yeah, keep him. Oh, is this gonna be the 20-point fight, isn't it?
Yeah, but we're waiting for a high roll.
You keep him. Five points. Keep him.
Well,
In the early game, he's very dangerous, but in the late game, we have lots of options against him. We can disable him, we can probably kill him before he goes. Your poison 2 is less powerful if you got your health points up a bit.
yeah, it's just that it goes against 3 guys, but like you
One
said,
of them might be the bots.
if we can disable, if we can just disable them, it's even better.
I'm not concerned about the 20-point body that we're going to have to
Oh,
face.
there you go.
Let's see, 20 points.
Oh, yeah, I don't like him.
I don't like him either, but I'm just thinking whether it's best to have him on his own rather than later, because we're gonna have to face him at some point. Okay, if we were to face him now, what would we do? We'll definitely try to triple him. Let's cycle him. Let's cycle him because we're gonna have another choice. We're gonna be able to
We're going to scout with Ghillie.
with Ghillie.
Okay, next encounter. So we did everything here, right? Yeah, we got our progress, okay, we're good.
I'm now scared that because we cycle him, we're gonna be forced to face him when we don't want to face him, but we'll see.
Have you seen this one before?
Yeah, I have. Let me think. Okay. Each killer must pass a health check for staying in the box. Oh, don't forget, Tantrum uses the troll broom, so he should start the fight with. Don't forget, Tantrum will use the troll broom like before the fight.
Right. Oh.
Yeah. So
Uh,
increase his health, but reduce his current health to by 3.
So outside, so he gets. It's a permanent increase on that.
Yes.
But now we bump him down to by 3. 1, 2,
Yeah.
3. Gotcha.
And
now the troll brew
get
goes
rid of
to.
the troll brew.
Yeah.
Okay. So we will create battle queue using as many book 10 parties as possible. So we're gonna have, okay, the top option will give us 26 party points. So we're gonna have a 20 point book 10 party, which I know which one is gonna be. It's gonna be that poison whatever 20 by everybody plus damage. That's fun.
No. Hold on a second.
Look up the column, yeah.
Yeah, we recycled him.
Yeah, it's gonna be the next one is gonna be the bog something, the bogworm,
How do you know that?
because that's the only other 20 point bog type party.
Oh, gotcha. Right.
And then we're also gonna have the bog lord. That's gonna be another poison, which doesn't stack, so it's not that bad. And then 1 point probably a frog or something. So I think we need to go to the top because I don't want to risk. I don't want to face a different 20 point body at the moment, and I don't want the risk of Tantrum getting a poison to. Because he's going to have to go take the poison to anyway. That's my concern. We don't really need the extra. My concern is the following, right? If I'm assuming that Tantrum is going to fail the D6 and it's going to have poison too.
Mm-hmm.
And if we have an enemy with high initiative that attacks lowest, he's going to kill Tantrum.
Yeah, and that's gonna pretty much end the battle right there.
No, I don't think so. I mean, we can definitely kill a 20 point body with 3 gearlocks if it's only the 20 point body. But in the top option will guarantee that we face the poison guys, so everybody's going to be poisoned. And Tantrum again is probably going to die unless Ghillie can heal him, which he probably will. That's why it is the kind of like I'm now thinking ahead. How is the first round gonna go?
All right. Yeah. Or disable that. We can't disable a 20.
Exactly, but we can kill him because he doesn't have any defense. So as long as Ghillie can go before Tantrum,
as if you have control.
Safe, but that's a big risk, isn't it?
Want to live dangerously?
Have we got any other healing abilities? Any other healing items? We don't we?
I don't think so. Well, we have the seeds.
Okay, so we are. Yeah, let's go for the bottom option. Let's play safe.
So health check. Roll a d6. Well, everybody. Let's see. So
everybody needs a 6 except Tantrum, who needs a 2. So sorry.
No, you
everybody
need to be great. You need
to lowest.
Health check roll. The current health is greater than so we have a 1 out of 3 chance of these guys failing.
Well, if the current health is greater, we pass.
Right.
Oh yeah. Oh, we need greater.
Yeah. So a 5 or
we
6,
need to
we
roll a
fail.
4 lower and 2 or lower with Tantrum.
Yeah.
Ooh. Ooh. Okay, I'll say we go for the top option for the following reasons. We're gonna have Proctec buddies which are gonna do poison to us, which is not gonna stack. So it's almost like we know that we're gonna have poison enemies, and we can deal with poison enemies at the moment. The worst thing that can happen is Tantrum is gonna be defeated, but even then we get. I think we can still, we get the bots to absorb some poison, um, potentially. We're gonna have the Wolverine. We have some healing.
Definitely be an interesting battle for sure. More suspenseful than the other one.
Yeah. So what I'm thinking is like if we go for the bottom option, it's very likely that we're gonna have 2 or 3 gearlocks anyway with poison. Plus we're gonna have whatever the 20-point buddy is gonna be. Plus, right. Whereas if we go to the top option, we know that we're gonna have poison. It's like better the devil you know than the devil you don't know.
Exactly.
So let's go with the top option.
Okay, 26 points worth of bog type values. Okay, so in this case we have to control shift click on the baddie points to make them 0, and then go into the baddie stacks and look for a 20, a 5, and a 1 point bog. So there's our bog worm. There's our bog worm.
Definitely at the top. Yeah. And then it's the buckler.
Oh yeah, we know that. Yeah, we didn't. Okay. Yeah.
And then what's out of the ones who got scouted is the bog frog, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
The bog frog.
Yeah.
We move the bog frog to the top.
Right.
We just pop him up. Yeah, that's it.
Perfect. And these automatically get reshuffled because we looked at them.
Yeah. So we need to spawn 20, spawn 5, and spawn 1.
Yeah, exactly.
20. Or just set 26.
Right. And set up. What would you like? 20?
Oh, we know that the 20, right? So yeah, well, I say we go for I'm not quite sure now if it's legal, but normally, let's go.
You're not sure what's legal.
Yeah, in terms of like looking at the next 20-point buy on the stack, because theoretically, we haven't scouted the 20-point buy that's coming, so we're just gonna see we should see the one that we know we're gonna face, because it's the only book that buddy.
But we already. Oh!
See what I mean?
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So I don't know if we can see the next one yet. So let's go with the 5 points.
Yeah, the question. Yeah. You're good. That's a good point. So 5 point.
Yeah. Keep him. It's good for the late game. And let's place the trap on 1 ranged. Let's hope we at least
get a good roll.
Attack, so he doesn't roll an attack on top of poisoning everybody. Ouch. So I just want Tantrum to roll a 4 lower. Yes.
Looks better.
Whew. Well, now we'll be able to kill him. Okay, now we have to think. We definitely need to put a bot somewhere adjacent to the bog frog. and we should be able to do that, with Tink. It's almost less important when we position Ghillie because they're all ranged anyway. So the only so what we want is to have access. So who is going to be our heavy hitter? I think Nugget is going to be our heaviest hitter at the moment. So let's move Nugget to one. Let's move Nugget to one melee because she's going to go against the big enemy. And then Tantrum is going to be on 2. And Tink on 3.
Oh, in the range position. In the range position.
And let's move Ghillie to the right, all the way to the four ranged. Yeah, I'll move Tink up to the melee.
Oh, you do want to move him up?
Yeah, because I want to place. Actually, where do I want the bots? Think he's not gonna have. We could move Tantrum into attacking melee. Then we want the bots. Move Tink down to the.
Yeah, because putting the bot here, he can get in the way.
Yeah, because that's fine. I think that's alright. It's unfortunate that we didn't stop him from rolling his attack. Oh, we didn't stop him rolling his attack, right? Yeah, so he's gonna roll his attack.
This guy, yeah. Yeah, we got a bone.
So let's attack Tantrum first.
Okay. 1 and poison 2, is it?
Yep. So let's do Ghillie and Tink. Do the other 2.
Oh.
Good. See, that's where the special remove special effects tag would have been really, really handy. Now we're stuck with that utility thing.
All right, Ghillie. So 2 down.
Yep.
And left click will reduce poison by 1.
And we use the Zelf-Disease to heal Tantrum. Otherwise, he would die. And actually, I'm tempted to use the first pop bit because we're gonna be poisoned anyway. We might as well.
Yeah, that's a good point. Otherwise, so take it now.
Yeah, I mean, otherwise, we're never gonna use it. So it's a good opportunity. I mean, we're fighting all the poisonous enemies now anyway, so it's unlikely we're gonna face a lot of them in other encounters. So because it doesn't stack. Oh no!
Yeah. Mouse
don't knock him out. And now, what do we want to roll? We want to definitely roll the Wolverine and 3 attack dice against. Should we try and kill the guy who's coming up? That bog dog, and then we can try to finish him with
Tantrum.
Kick. Yeah, or should we call in? But Tantrum can disable him, right? So no, let's go for the big guy. Definitely go for the big guy.
Okay.
Because I'm hoping to disable the bog lurk. good. Wolverine is being shy. Definitely move him back. Okay, so now Tantrum. It's gonna take 2. Yep. And move it down. And is that when we use body count, you reckon?
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's use body count to heal up to maximum.
Well,
And
not quite back.
good herbs. Let's use 2 good herbs now.
So control click twice and 2 notches up. Okay.
Yep. So move him up. And let's roll Way of the Wild, definitely. Like a kobold. And 2 attackers. No, well, at least we didn't disable him, but at least we have the good hardy ability. So let's use that. And now we use Axe Collector to do 2 damage on the big guy.
Right. Okay.
Now we move on to this guy. Unfortunately, he's not disabled, so he will. Oh, he's just gonna do 2 poison on the people that already have 2 poison.
1, 2.
So Nugget is gonna get poisoned, but the other 2 guys already are poisoned.
Yeah.
So you can see that it's a bit of synergy, having all the poison, but at the same time, it's actually like reverse synergy.
That's one way to look at it.
Yeah.
Okay.
And now it's going to be Tink. It's going to take 2 damage. And okay, now let's 1 dex to move to increase the bot's battery. 1 to deploy him with the fire arm. 1 to roll Cog Expander, 1 to roll the fire arm. The Cog Expander is gonna go against the enemy or the poison 2 enemy. This is like 5 points.
See how we do there.
Yep, so he's stunned. Yeah. Because the bog frog is not gonna do anything because it's just gonna try to poison the bot. So now let's roll fire
right. Fire arm.
I think we've got this under control. And 2 damage on the big guy, the 20 point.
And we did not reduce that. No, we did. Okay.
So now it's Nugget's turn. She takes 2 poison.
It's a control left click to apply true damage.
Moves 1 up. And now we're going to roll. We have long blade, Nugget's dagger, and an attack.
Not bad.
That should be. And now actually, I don't even need to use the dagger. We can even place the dagger back. Just kill that enemy.
Put the dagger back. 1, 2. It's not. Okay. 1, 2.
Bites the bot. Yes, it's fun. Whatever folks have that light poison. So now let's attack that poison, the fire from enemy, yeah, and roll the Wolverine as well. I think now we're going for bones. I think now we've got things under control, we're going for bones.
Yeah.
Let's roll the Wolverine, do 1 damage, and put the bones on the backup plan. So should we use the bones to get Fortune Discovery?
Where is that on 3 on this one, right? Yeah.
And let's get the camo ability. Really good die.
Oh, that's good.
Plus -2. So you can move it to the lock slot now.
Right. All right. I think that takes care of him.
Yep. So Tantrum will take 1. Yep. And I think we're not going to be executing anybody, so let's use that for bones. Let's use that for bones now. But so down tick the armor, down tick that.
Yeah.
And now exhaust the rage die for 3 bones. So let's roll 3 attack. Way of the Wild and Horn of the Zerg. I'm hoping to get lots of bones now, so I'm, upgrading him to net +1 maybe. Okay, so we can kill him to get body count, and we can use the 2 bones on his backup plan. So we are 1 bone away from upgrading him.
To an 8. Okay.
So Tink takes 1 damage, loses poison, and really what we're doing now, let's roll 1 defense, and we do 2 damage on the frog. Just automatically. That doesn't really do anything. 2 damage on the frog, and then I get down tick the foot. So let's roll some attack dice. Let's roll 3 attack, 1 defense, and don't roll the long blade just because I want. Let's get some bones.
Oh, bones.
Yeah, we're not. Don't want to kill him.
Such an important strategy to beef up for the next battle.
Once you got the battle under control, I mean, at the moment he's just gonna be biting the boss indefinitely. So I'm thinking now to get slingstones, or you think is worth? We're not gonna get to 6, right? It's quite unlikely. So let's get the slingstones. Let's try to get them up. It's still round 2, so we could even, keep getting bones. So you just
he doesn't do anything. This is a piece of. This is nothing. Okay. 1.
3 attack.
We didn't really need the Wolverine.
So I've got to backup plan. Let's do 1 damage just to have him ready
for Tantrum
when we want to kill him. So Tantrum will need to move for 3 and roll 2 attack dice.
And hope for bones.
Yeah.
1 bone.
And don't forget to exhaust his like a kobold ability.
Oh, right. Thank you.
Yeah, maybe at the start of his turn. So Tink doesn't even need to do anything. He's unlikely to do anything. So let's roll same dice. Try to get some bones.
Nice.
thinking, should we? You know, it's still round 3. We're gonna have another 2 rounds, and we might be able to get 6. Yeah.
Nothing.
Just attack the bots.
I'm with you.
Yeah, we roll 3 attack. We always.
Yeah.
So no
No
bones
bones.
here. And let's roll 3 attack and the cripple. Come on, get some bones.
There we go.
There we go. So we even have. So he's net +1. Wow. Good. See, this is what I'm not quite sure. Do we get the leftover bones? Can we now add the other 2? Because we're 5.
I don't think something tells me I don't think you do. I seem to remember that something about ignore any bones in excess of 6, but I could be.
Yeah, you might just put a note to that because this doesn't happen very often.
That's it.
So we got in net +1. Let's get some maybe get nuggets in net +1.
So 3 and 1. No such luck.
Nope. Let's go for slingstones. Let's get a slingstone now. Let's get another slingstone. Maybe. Yeah, let's go for slingstones because we're probably gonna kill it with Tantrum anyway because we want the body count.
The body count.
Yeah.
3 dice again?
Yeah. Let's go for 2 bones. I mean, it's unlikely, but.
1.
Okay.
No.
And let's kill him with Tantrum. Let's get some bones.
Right.
That's right. We kill him, we get the body count. This didn't go too bad. Although it was harder than, it was this case that if Tantrum rolled higher initiative than Ghillie, he would die before we could heal him. So it was a lot closer than it appeared.
All right, loot and 2 training points. So loot.
Loot and 2 training points.
Treasure trove map. Which is that one? Well, that adds the new encounter, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good encounter. The bad thing about that encounter is that it doesn't add any progress, but we got enough progress. That's the good thing about having extra progress you can afford to get. So that encounter, I think, gives you really good stuff.
Ebonite. The Ebonite. Okay. Tink's loot. Oh, nice. We'll do it later. Nugget. Well, we're getting all the maps. This is the one that lets you. This is the one that lets you. No, this one lets you draw 2 and choose 1.
Oh, see, that's a big situation, all right. I don't know. Because we already used our healing. I'm just tempted to go for the herbs now, just because.
I would have as well. I think we need. I think we need the healing in our back pocket.
If we hadn't used our healing, then we'll probably go for the other one. But let's go for the healing now.
I don't care for this one.
Oh, ooh, that's good. It's good for Tantrum.
All right.
2 training points.
Right.
Okay, so Ghillie. So one of the options is to go for marked enemy.
It's easy.
The other option is to go. Can you go back to Ghillie?
Oh, sure.
I'm just thinking. See, in the best scenario, we'll go marked enemy and 3 attack if we don't have the Wolverine. marked enemy gets better when you have more attack, but then you could soften an enemy up for maybe for Tantrum. It only works with normal attack dice. An alternative could be to increase his dexterity and attack or defense. Okay, let's go for marked enemy. I
Okay.
think that's okay. Tink definitely will go for build 2.0 and the alternator. The alternator is a great skill because it lets you, it heals your bolt and lets them recover battery.
Let's just do this while I'm thinking about it.
Yep.
Well, it's probably not that powerful. I don't know.
By the way, I noticed that I think when Nugget draws Strove Loot, she gets 2 and chooses 1, although I think that's probably only when it's part of an encounter reward, not when she turns in the Warren Gem. That's how it works.
I would tend to agree. Thinking. No. It said. I think Nugget says anytime. Let me check that.
Sound?
Oh, there it is. When you draw as an encounter reward.
So that's fine.
Okay. So
Nugget. We need to get the dexterity and dash. So we're gonna start going along the bottom path now, and we have to remember to start. I think we need to go for a bit more health later on. I think from next level up, we maybe try to get them to 6 health. So that's kind of like nice sweet spot, like 6 health and maybe 7 for Tantrum. Would be a nice, when you're playing the easy mode with the green horn, you get extra 2 health, and they usually don't think about health too much. But when you're playing like the harder levels, you need to think about health. So almost like a balance.
Do you end up using dash that much, or do you just use it as a way to get to the other ones?
I use dash, yeah. I like dash because it gives you really good maneuverability. It lets you move around and use your dex to roll dice. And also lets you do hit and run. So
then just retreat.
Attack and then move somewhere
and
else.
then retreat, yeah. Okay.
I like dash. It's a really good ability. For the mid game, I wouldn't take it before the attacking abilities. So Tantrum,
You want to try
I think
for
it's time
attack?
to increase his attack. Don't you think?
I would. That's what I just suggested. So we get 2 shots at it. Oh, we had the red Minotaur actually, but
Yep.
we got it.
Okay, and I think let's go for defense. Yeah, especially when we're going for bones and stuff. I mean, having defense is better for that. And now we got Tantrum as solid, so next time we'll try to go for rage and anger management.
Okay. And we got lock picking.
Let's do restoring and lock picking. Let's heal up.
Well, it was everybody. Okay. We got our 1 lever, and we could re-roll though, and maybe get a save +1.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's roll something else.
Right, of course.
Exactly.
The save +1.
Yeah.
We didn't get it.
We don't. Okay, so let's exhaust the Eldar and open first. It's realistic with 4 gear locks, so it should be really, really easy. Oh.
Didn't get that. So.
Well, I mean, actually, you don't even need to reroll.
Oh, right. You got it.
You got the 3T and +1 anyway.
Yep.
So I would say just take it. Whatever the other one was.
Of course. And we roll
the last one.
Right.
More X. More force.
No, we didn't get it. But somebody else will get it.
Yeah. not a very good loot because it's usually when it's easy to open, it's less useful. Yep.
There we go.
Got the art of lockpicking down already.
Oh, that's nice.
That's good. That's good. You know who would go for maybe? I'm just thinking. Ghillie can always choose his target by spending a bone. I'm thinking to give this to Nugget. So I like to give this to range enemies, to sort of range gearlocks.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you melee, you usually don't have too many choices.
Right.
You know, it has to be adjacent. But if it's somebody who attacks eventually, we throw the long blades and stuff, we decide actually, maybe we didn't roll any poison or we got the ball out to increase defense instead of attack. So let's switch to somebody who rolls defense.
Did we want to give the Ogre herbs to somebody like?
Let's give it to Tink. He's like the least popular of the gearlock, so like the bully him.
Oh, could have used that. I forgot about that, but we didn't need to.
We didn't need to.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't use it for trouble. I would save this kind of stuff for encounters that say, you go that 10, and if you don't do it, you lose 2 attack dice or something like that. I mean, there are some encounters that are, where lock taking becomes really, really good.
Okay, so we're ready to move on. Do you want to call it at this point? And
I think that's yeah. I think we should call it at this point, and we could continue maybe kind of like later in the week. I mean, I might find at least one of the next days, maybe Tuesday and Wednesday, depending on your availability. We could carry on for another couple of hours and finish it off next weekend.
sounds good. Wednesday's tough for me, but any other day should be fine.
Okay.
Thank you. This has been great. I will get this out so people can start watching. This has been, I think, going to be really valuable. And thanks, George.
No worries. I really enjoyed it as well, Larry. I hope the viewers like the playthrough, and I definitely enjoyed not having to adjust my microphone.
I'll tell you, you got a nice one there, a real nice one.
Yeah, it's
so
a good one.
now we just have to work on you getting the monitor. Hey, have a good evening.
You too.
Thanks.
Take care.
Bye-bye.